specifically with regard to weapon systems being provided. The Ukrainians have given us assurances that they will not use these systems against targets on Russian territory. There is a strong trust bond between Ukraine and the United States, as well as with our allies and partners. It's Russia that is attacking Ukraine, not the other way around. And simply put, the best way to avoid escalation is for Russia to stop the aggression and the war that it started. It's fully within its power to do so.
Во-вторых, это является прямой провокацией, нацеленной на то, чтобы вовлечь Запад в военные действия. Конечно, но серьезные страны в Евросоюзе, конечно, прекрасно понимают неприемлемость таких сценариев, и вроде бы признаки разумных оценок мы недавно услышали и из Вашингтона.
Taking care of people in need, taking care of everyone in need. And this senseless, horrible, incomprehensible act is not going to change that.
I want to start by echoing Dr. Robertson's comments. This campus is sacred ground for our community. For decades, this campus has been a place where people have come to work, heroes have come to work every day to save the lives of people in our community. Just in the last few years, in the greatest public health crisis that our city has ever had to face, this has been the facility more than any other that has worked to save the lives of people in this city. I have been out here to this campus repeatedly as mayor when our first responders have been attacked and when one of them was murdered. And it was the people who worked at this campus who were there for them. So I know, because I know Tulsa, I know there are so many people out there right now that want to know what you can do to support the people at St. Francis Health System in the midst of this tragedy. I don't have one thing for you right now. I would ask for you to think about what the St. Francis Health System and the people that work there mean to our community, what they mean to you and your family and your neighbors, the heroes who protect you. Think about what they mean to you and think about in your own way what you can do to show your support for them in the midst of this tragedy. I also want to express our community's profound gratitude for the broad range of first responders who did not hesitate today to respond to this act of violence. The men and women of the Tulsa Police Department did not hesitate, and when you look around today, you see personnel from federal law enforcement, the Tulsa County Sheriff's Office, the Oklahoma Highway Patrol, the Tulsa Fire Department, EMSA. They are all here to provide the support and their own skill set that they can bring to support the people who work on this campus. And all of us in Tulsa have a responsibility to do the same. Thank you. We'll turn it back to Chief Daglish for any questions that you might have.
Mayor, while you're up there, could we get your response? I mean, we're now in the club of cities that had to deal with something like this. What is your response to what happened here?
Right now, my thoughts are with the victims in here many of whose families don't even know about this yet. So if we want to have a policy discussion, that is something to be had in the future, but not tonight. Not tonight.
Do we know if the victims were employees of the hospital or patients?
From what we do know, it could be a combination both of employees and visitors.
Do we know if he was a patient?
We do not.
With everything that's happened recently, was he wearing body armor?
Not that I'm aware of. That has not been mentioned.
Chief, you said he had two weapons with him, a pistol of some sort and a long gun. Do we know which weapon or both weapons? What did he use, or do we know that yet?
It appears both weapons at one point or another were fired on the scene.
Do we have any reason to believe he was targeting anybody specifically?
We don't have that yet. Investigators, the building not long before we came down here was officially secured, and homicide and crime scene detectives were just making their way in. So all of the investigation and investigative portions and those types of questions are just getting looked into right now.
Which